everybody, to Command Combat Battle Reports, and today we have a battle up in the far north
Big spider!
There's a, you're right, there is a giant spider
Too
up
many
there.
big spiders!
Oh, well, there's one big spider, and I
Need
guess...
a giant boot for the giant spider!
That's right. Well, we have Jamie right here, and she's kind of a little bit arachnophobic, not too crazy about spiders.
Little bit? That thing's gonna eat my face!
What?
It's going to eat my face, Jeff!
But that's going to be at the end of the battle report, because we really need you for this whole thing.
Oh, frickin' great. We have to make this run as long as possible. Let's do this, people.
Absolutely. And so
20-day battle report, live, doing it now.
I think we can do that. I think some of these miniatures games last long enough that we can make it stretch out to 20 minutes.
That or else I'll be praying for death. One or the other.
Well, I think we all pray for death whenever we're narrating these things. Anyway, so we are in Finland, as you can tell, with all the heavy snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's like really green for snow.
This is the Winter War during World War II. It's
When they say the Winter War, they just mean there was nothing, like no crops?
Yeah.
Unless it's wheat. In which case, that's fine, because we can still get some freaking alcohol out of wheat.
Well, there might be some wheat. Oh, well, actually, I think they mostly want potatoes because it's Russia or the Russian area.
For vodka, yes.
Yeah.
But the tops of potatoes plants are green. And that would be brown right there, my friend.
Oh.
Mostly brown. No white, though. No snow, except for the giant friggin' spider.
Well, how about let's take a look at the forces that are going to have to fight that giant spider. We first have...
A giant can of Raid.
They better have that. Here's the Russians. There's a huge number of them. Someone in there must have a can of Raid.
Someone in there better have a bottle of vodka.
It's a big mess. Well, they're Russians, so they certainly have that. All right, so here are going to be their forces. They have...
A baking tray.
On the Russian side, they have 3 giant tanks. They're the heaviest tanks they have at the beginning of the war. Some artillery there.
And horses.
And horses. They got a biplane. And a huge number of infantry troops. I mean, you're going to see it gets even bigger.
Okay, let's just point out the fact that they have huge tanks and all this technology, and then they still throw freaking Mr. Ed under the bus.
Yeah, that's true. And
What?
They've got their infantry that's just a giant mob.
Hi there, my name's Danny Jones. I'm here to play against a Finnish army in 1939 versus my gift from Jeffrey, some kind-hearted Russians. And we have 2 really big infantry blocks and some tank support, along with some heavy artillery. So what I'm planning on doing is doing a 2-fold spearhead, and basically I'm going to kill as many Finns as I possibly can.
And then we have the Finnish side.
Don't they eat spoiled fish?
Oh, I don't know. Is that Finland or Sweden?
One of them northern countries there in Europe like to ferment their fish and call it good.
All right, well, here's their forces over here. You can see they have the backward swastika. That was their sign.
It was, okay.
They have artillery there, some very big, heavy artillery.
Doesn't look like a giant tank at all.
They have anti-tank weapons and machine guns, which is going to be for that mob. And you got 4 light tanks and a much smaller amount of infantry.
And they didn't need to put Mr. Ed under the tank either. Look at that. Take that, Russians.
Hello, this is Chris Snell. I'm the owner of the Wargaming Club here. Today we're intend to go Finns on Russians. My plan is, as the Finnish player, Jeff has bought the army for him. My intentions are to use the Susi troops to pin the enemy on that side and keep them busy, hold the center, and then see what happens over on the other flank of the Russians. And so probably try to go for a flanking maneuver with the light tanks.
So let's take a look at this setup. The Russians have their artillery on their far right, which is our left. As we move in here, we have... Oh, there's that massive horde, and that's going to probably go on for quite a while.
That dude forgot vodka.
Oh, that's terrible.
Don't forgive that dude, man. Never forgive that dude. He's the... Throw him out front.
And there was the giant tanks we just passed, and here's the huge mob just continues. And there's their far left flank. Now on the Finnish side, it looks like you have the infantry on their left, or right here, and scattered with some artillery in the middle there, and you can see the anti-tank guns are sort of in the middle, and more infantry way over there, and I think they have some machine guns over there on their right, and some light tanks way in the back there.
You know, they'd probably win if they just threw some of that fermented fish at the Russians.
And you got a sniper in the building, up front, closer to the Russians. Okay, so for the recon movement, the Finns have moved their CC ski troops up behind this hill. He's moving over here towards this artillery.
Ski, 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 troops. Skis. That's all I got, y'all. It's about as cool as I get. Seriously, I can't even do the electric slide at a wedding. I am so white.
Can't you do the chicken dance?
Just barely.
What is the music for the chicken dance? So let's go to me on the field. Alright, into the Russian first turn, and the wave is coming. You can see the entire line there, and Danny's doing the wave. The entire line is moving along. I need to be in wide angle so you can see it, and you can also see that the tanks are moving there as well. It is an impressive number of Russians that are coming at the Finns. Hey, 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 hey! And the Finns answer back all along the line. In fact, on that side, they're pushing forward a little more. You have that tank right back there broke down because the others in their platoon raced forward, went at the double, but one of them broke down. So he's behind. But the real thing in this particular turn was the firing. You had the artillery coming down on this big mass right here that took out some guys there. Hit the tank, but tank just thought maybe somebody was knocking. He had a machine gun right up there, shooting right down this alleyway, taking down some of that infantry there, but they don't care. They're racing forward anyway. And, oh yes, this sniper is right up in here. He's hidden up on this roof. Shot down here, took out one of the infantry there, and pinned them down for a second time. So that's where we are at the end of turn one. And I was reminded that there's a funeral procession of the Russian dead already in turn one. These guys and these guys, dun 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 dun. All right. So, do you have any more Russian classics other than the chicken dance?
Aren't we glad I don't actually own a horn of any sort? That's pretty horrid.
Well, what about a kazoo?
Oh, even worse.
Alright, during the Russian turn, the wave just crashes forwards, continuing to do the wave.
Oh, but I'm starting to affect some hits here.
It is the first wave, meaning that the Russians, even if this huge horde gets shot down, they still bring in more. Anyway, the tanks came over here, machine gun down, there was a commander over here, got taken out. They brought artillery down here, but didn't hit anything. And the infantry is coming in on that sniper. Oh, and they also brought in their biplane. Yes, the fierce Russian biplane came in. Actually, was fierce because his machine guns down some guys and pinned them down. So do not mess with the Russian Air Force.
Okay, but seriously, so you're telling me some dude took his crop duster and put some guns on it if he forgot when he went back to the farm? Man, those cows in the field are gonna be pissed.
At the very least, they're gonna be kind of surprised. Like,
honey, we're eating beef forever till we die.
And you said the Russians were cruel. And the Finns answer. We'll start over here on this side of the board. The CCs, or sissies, however you want to call them, the ski troops, have shifted over this direction because all the Russians coming over here. The sniper fired down on them, hit them again. I think they even killed somebody, pinned them down over here.
The anti-tank fire was ineffective.
Ah, yes, anti-tank fire from over there. A lot of shots. And a lot of bouncing off of tanks, so they're just enjoying hearing knocks at their doors.
Somebody here order a pizza?
Yeah.
yeah. We got the big double salami coming up.
the
3 kinds of cheese. Yeah.
The most important part here was the artillery.
Monster.
You had this. The artillery came down on here. Where was it being spotted from? I forgot.
From here.
Oh, right there. Okay, this spotter came in and spotted right up there. Artillery fired down on them from these guns right in here. Just gonna take a quick look at them here because they look really, really good. came into here, didn't kill anybody except their leader, Commissar. So this guy is taken down. He can no longer shoot his own troops to keep them going. Oh, that was something I forgot to mention earlier. The thing that had kept these guys going was these guys.
Commissar. They had a Commissar Act.
They had decided they didn't want it when they were pinned. They decided, oh, we don't want to go forward anymore. The Commissar said, you're going to continue going forward. So yeah, in early war, your commander and your Commissar are the one and the same. Later on, there's a separate guy for the Commissar. Anyway, this guy had said, no, you're going to keep on moving forward. He shot and destroyed one of his own stands, and they went, okay, and they kept on going forward. Well, that's not going to happen over here anymore because the Commissar was, the leader / Commissar was killed by the artillery. Yeah, that's the story. Sure, he was killed by artillery. Not his own troops getting mad at him. It was, anyway.
Move forward. Kill him now.
Kill him before he kills us.
Exactly. So here's the thing that really sucks for them. Okay, so now not only can he not shoot them anymore, yes, he can't, they don't have him to kick him around anymore, but also that unit is now stuck in place. They cannot continue to move because once their leader is gone, he can't move anymore. So now the battalion commander, because in Russian terms, these are battalions, not companies, will have to go over there and assign a new commander, a new leader, to push forward into the Finnish horde. Otherwise, that entire group right there is just stuck in place and
now the
can't
tanks
go
are on our
anywhere.
fucking flank. Perfect timing.
And the tanks are right there on their freaking flank, which is perfect.
Fucking flank.
So in the Russian turn, they got stalled all along there. The Russian luck has just been really bad here. Over here, you see that there's a commander, commissar over there, but that's actually the battalion commander. Their commander...
That's all right. Artillery's going to come in and kill him probably too.
Their commander tried to unpin them
can't
to push them forward, and
I'm going to probably bump
to try
out
to
of them again.
he tried to unpin them. They didn't unpin, so he shot one of them to try to get them to go, and instead of going forward, they all turned on him and killed him. That's his body down there. He's a piece of paper now. So they got stalled as well. So the entire Russian line now has been stalled because there's that company that got stalled because of their own men killing their commissar, and that one getting stalled because of quote-unquote the artillery. We all know it was their own men killing their commissar leader. So that entire line is now stalled. The not company commander, the battalion commander is going over there trying to get a new commander. And can you imagine him trying to tell somebody, okay, you know that guy that you all just killed? Yeah, one of you has to be him now. So, real bad luck is they're this close to the sniper and can't quite get to him.
Passed out some fresh vodka and everyone's taking a shot.
Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile,
Liquid courage.
these three tanks, what are they called? They have
T-35s.
T-35s with their battleship. What was it?
Land battleships.
Land battleships have moved forward. If you've seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, it's the same type from that. Shot over here and didn't actually manage to do anything, but it's all of these guys are shooting. Oh, in fact, actually, they were hitting them, but these guys are dug in, so they were hitting just like their trenches and that sort of thing. So this is the setup at this particular point. On to the finish turn. Let's hear you beatbox this time.
No, you got it once. That's all you get.
Oh.
Now you get Eeyore.
Oh. This is the gutsy move that the Finnish are doing, or the Finns are doing, to finish this thing. Finn jokes. Finn jokes are the best. Nothing beats a good Finn joke. Don't you agree?
Yep.
What about finish first, finish last?
That can sometimes just be an argument waiting to happen.
That's true.
Wait, who finished first? He did.
Write all your hate mail to Jeff MacArthur's an asshat at... And the Finns answered once again. The sniper came down and hit them and pinned them again. Actually, it's worth noting, the snipers have to roll to see... have to leave, actually have to abandon their post whenever enemy infantry comes within 4 inches. They're a quarter inch away from that. They're at 4 1/4 inches away, and they got to that point just before they got stalled. So they're just about there. However, the company commander has come and said, "You there You're going to take over that position. Yeah, exactly. The one that you killed the other guy for. Congratulations, you're him now. And then you have the CC ski troops moved out into the open. No one told them that.
There's no snow, though.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be skiing out in the grass, but I guess they're cross-country skiers. All right, over here,
I'm going to slap you.
you have the machine guns. There's the machine guns right over there. Sorry for the shaky camera work. They fired right down here on them. Rolled 18 rolls, got something like 5 ones. They needed 2s or better to hit. Got 5 ones or something like that. But they did manage to take out like 7 infantry.
No, 7 ones.
Oh, they got 7 ones, but then the infantry saved about the same, and they lost about 7 guys. So 7 misses for 7 hits, or 7 misses for 7 brothers. That's it. Just pierce everybody's ears. Ow! 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 Oh my God! My freaking ears! Sorry.
Okay, I wish y'all could see how much my cats are freaking out right now. It is phenomenal.
It's classic. So over to the tanks, and interesting story about this. Well, they got hit with the artillery. They needed anything but a 1 to essentially not get penetrated. And look at that, 2 1s. And then the firepower was 4+. Look at that, a 2 and a 3. So they were almost taken out by great luck, but they are instead bailed out.
To fuck up a roll.
Now, normally they would be bailed out in this particular situation, but in this case, instead of being bailed out, they get bogged. So now, instead of needing their motivation to get back in, which is fairly good, they need their skill to get going, which is not so good. So that might have just stopped those tanks as well. We will see. Well, one interesting thing that we just found out about these tanks here is the one tank that did not go, and in fact it's the beginning of the next turn, so it's the only one that has not gotten unbogged, is the command tank. So that group is also stuck. So just like their infantry there and the infantry here was, they too are stopped. But at least this infantry can now move, so they can maybe get rid of that pesky sniper.
Yeah, a few hits.
And on the Russian turn, he had some really good hits. The artillery came down on him here. Those were some of the hits that he needed. He needed 5s and 6s, got 3 of them, I think, out of 5 rolls, and those were the saves. So, ski troops are in really bad shape. And I was being told it was actually 4 hits, but or 4 rolls, but 3 out of 4 is definitely not bad. All along here, you had this infantry shooting over here, no luck, but definitely better luck from the tanks with their larger guns. They needed 6s to hit here, and check it out. They take out that anti-tank gun, and then the machine guns shooting over here hit them, and they needed a 6 to get through their dug in, and they got it. It was a firepower roll, and that's what they needed to take that out. So they're starting to really whittle them down along here. It's not a lot that they're hitting, but at the same time, there's not a lot to hit. They pinned down this entire unit, and so now the Russians, and now also over here, this infantry unit now actually has its new commander. It's one of these guys over here, the second in command, has gone over there, and that guy has been elected. That is the victim.
Elected.
Yeah, that is the victim.
Appointed is a better word.
Yeah, exactly. He's been elected commander because, in Russia, the Russian army was known for its democratic values. So that is the victim slash new commander.
Right.
But now that unit will be able to start moving again. The tanks are still stuck because he is still, that commander is still stuck. But this infantry unit can now move. So now you have the infantry is going to be able to move. But check out what the Finnish player has been doing. He has been sneaking these tanks around. Instead of actually trying to fight with them, he's just been sneaking them around because look right over there. That is the objective. So if he can get on that and hold it, then they will have won the game. So that's where we are at the end of this turn. One thing I forgot to point out that happened over here when the Russian troops moved in on the sniper, he immediately, as soon as they're within 4 inches, he disappears. However, he is Simo Haya. So I'm pronouncing that. I may be pronouncing that incorrectly, but I'm going to call it that because my view is he said "Hiya" and got the heck out of there. However, as he said that, he fired his machine gun. He actually has a special rule where he has a submachine gun, so as troops go up to him, even though he's a sniper, he took one parting shot at them and took off. Now,
And pinned them again.
Pinned them down as he did that. Now, as he got out of there, normally snipers then get to roll, and if they roll a 4 or better, they get to come back on the field. He rolled a 3, so he wouldn't have been able to come into the field, but hiya! He gets to come back because he comes back on a 3 or better. So we get to make fun of his name even more.
Hiya, coming to from the field. Could've rolled a 2, but it rolled a 3. Gonna come in from the field. Cause it hiya. Hiya.
Ooh.
Come on, everybody. When I say field, say hiya.
Hiya.
Field.
Field! Hiya!
Okay, wow. That, again, white.
The Finns have done their turn, and it suddenly occurred to me that their ski troops were going up on this hill and going down and going up and going down. They're just on a ski trip. Anyway, over here they've moved. No, I'm thinking of the Russians here. They are the Finns continuing to fire down on here, and
They sissied.
over here they have been more effective. Once again, those machine guns right over there, fired over here, and continue to whittle down more of them. And in fact, there was also some fire from rifles, all that sort of thing. And look at that. That used to be a huge group. Now it's not so much. And here is the grave for them. It's all of these guys.
It's a replacement squad.
Yeah, the replacement squad. That'll be the second wave that it has yet to come in. Yes, that's our wave. That'll be the second wave. They'll all be coming in doing that. But here's the crazy part. There are 16 stands here. In order for them to take a morale test and be pulled off of there, in order for the next wave to come off, they need to take out 17. So literally, the Finns came one stand away from causing them to lose their morale or to check their morale. And so then we go over here to the Finns have fired their anti-tank guns and check out that epic fail. 1-1-1. Needing 2s to hit, and that's what they get. Anyway, they also have the tanks over there by the objective.
For shame.
And that is basically it for now. Now we go to see how the Russians will answer. Forgot to mention this. Hiya! Has come over here on their front, on their other flank.
And pinned another nasty Soviet.
Yeah, and pinned this unit yet again. He is very good at doing that pinning stuff. What's really crazy is somehow he got from this end of the field to that end of the field.
Magic.
So something else that I missed also is these two units moved back into the field. So as a result, that Russian infantry won't quite see them.
Over there.
So Danny is coming in for his big charge into the finish line. The finish line, get it? Arr. And still coming and knocking over walls as they go. And flamethrowers are coming in at these units here, and they're going to burn the crops in the meantime. Go for they need 5s and 6s.
I have 3
3 hits. So you kill these 3 stands.
And there are the burning fields.
Are they finished?
I think they might be. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, there's the burning crops right there. And they come in for the assault. There's these guys just close enough, and so they are going to be going in and charging them with that gigantic horde. The Russian charge is finally upon us. So all of these guys that get defensive fire, they get 9 shots, just short of being able to stall them. But they do get something like 8 hits or something like that. And they all save, every last one of them. So that Russian horde is still coming in without anybody getting hit. They're just indestructible because they're so furious.
2 fights.
And they wiped them out, and so the Russians are rearranging their troops.
Any forward movement?
No.
They're consolidating their gains, getting into position to take on
Next drive.
everybody else. They have broken through the center, and nothing's probably going to stop them. Look at this. There's nothing to stop them through Finland, except the Finnish armor has taken the objective, and so
Yeah.
Will at the beginning of the turn.
they will at the beginning of the turn, but basically it's over. But the Russians got a parting blow by taking out the machine guns. Look at those hits. Got through them, they did not have any saves, so finally took out those machine guns. They killed so many of those Russians.
How many guys did
It
those
is
guys
a-
murder?
It is, yeah, we can actually see what the machine guns have done. So in honor of, oh, hold on, my focus is bad. So in honor of the dead lying there, the dead Russians lying in Finland, they
How
have,
of these were killed by commissars?
yeah, that's true. It is-
3, 4.
The commissars were killed by the...
yeah, to their credit, some of them were by commissars, but in the name of all these Russians, they killed those, 4 or 5 guys running the machine guns. And also the airstrike comes in, machine guns down this commander down here.
Okay, well,
What else left?
So the Finnish have finished this game by taking the objective.
They finished it.
They finished it all right. They have that objective there, so that ends the game. Nothing is going to stop them
Fins.
hurrying through there. Look at that gap right there. Nothing's between them and Finland's capital, which is, what is Finland's capital?
Helsinki.
Oh, Helsinki. Although there's this one guy, so maybe one commander there will hold against them. No, okay, maybe not against that horde. And the Finns have finished it. They have sneaked around the flank, gotten behind the Soviets, and managed to get the objective from behind them. While the Soviets were rushing forward, they were sneaking in the back route, which is kind of clever because usually you use your tanks for fighting. In this case, they were used for taking that objective. Meanwhile, these Russians got stalled once again, and in fact, they were their commissar/leader tried to get them going by shooting somebody else because they weren't going themselves, and he himself got shot. So once again, they had gotten stalled, but they did get revenge by shooting those machine gunners over there and pinning down the Finn infantry there. Too bad it didn't really count towards winning the game. But they are still going to count victory because their big infantry block has broken through the center, and all that's left between them and Helsinki and conquering the place is this one, or conquering the country is this one one command stand, and I don't think they're going to do too much against this angry horde. So they're going to declare lose the battle, win the war. Whether it's true or not is up for debate. Also, their air power had come in, had killed off one commander over here and pinned down the artillery. So that's something, and you can still see the scout or the ski troops over there. They were going after the Russian artillery. So who knows what would have happened had this continued? But we can see that this is the Russian dead. This is how many they sacrificed. Some from their own hands, from the hands of their leaders, which Stalin kind of gave an example, seeing as he purged a lot of his own leaders. But anyway, many from the enemy hands and some from their own hands. But the bottom line is, this objective was taken. It counts as a Finnish victory.
After the game went well per plan, the Susis kept the Russian artillery engaged over here. The center held just long enough. And then over here, this side held, pinned the Russians down, got some lucky shots on some tanks, stopped the tank advance. There was some unlucky commissar shootings going on, and the tanks started over here on the flank, went all the way around, got to the victory objectives, and went per plan.
We had a Russian victory, purest victory for the Russians. If you know what that means, you know what happened.
Capture the flag rules always apply. Whoever captures the flag first wins. We all know it. You've known it since you were 5. You know it now.
I think that facial hair won the day, don't you?
Facial hair hides your shame.
I guess that's what's going to have to happen as he goes away having lost in shame.
He has no tail to put between his legs. Facial hair will hide your shame. Remember that, y'all, when you're looking at hipsters.
Well, and as you remember all that, thank you all for watching, and be sure to subscribe and watch many more of our videos. Happy gaming, everybody!